Good morning. Give me just a sec to get myself situated on find out where I'm at here. I try to go live in 3 different spots. So I want to make sure I'm in all the places. Give Facebook a minute to send out its notification. Okay. So, how are you this morning? I want to start with a little bit of smudging this morning. I'm going to clear my energy a little bit. So, how are you this morning? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tina Zufelt, and doing these videos as a part of my gratitude practice. I'm starting to we're going to be doing this different now. I was doing these on a daily basis. It's just too hard for me to keep up with on a daily basis. So I'm going to be doing them on Sunday mornings. So it'll be something that we can start our week off with a little bit of on a positive note and pull a couple of cards and yeah. So if you're watching now, come on and say hi. If you're watching on the replay, same thing. Say hi. So what I do with these is I share a little bit about what I'm grateful for, and we'll pull a couple of cards. We'll pull from this Earth Magic deck, and that'll be something to think about for the week. And then we'll pull from this Universe Has Your Back deck, which will be our affirmation for the week. So today, I'm grateful for quiet mornings, coffee, walks in nature, and sunshine. So yeah, let me know what you're grateful for. Let's see what our affirmation is for the day. Well, for the week. I need to apologize to those in the group. I haven't been keeping up with the what was that challenge we were doing? The self-care challenge. I missed some posts. I apologize for that. Been really busy changing things up here. And so it says, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. It's a good affirmation for the week, huh? Let's see what our card for the day is. Winter solstice reflection. I'm assuming, I haven't read this card, but I'm assuming that this is telling us to kind of go inside, reflect. Wintertime is a good time for reflection, for quiet. And yeah, so that's what I'm assuming this is saying. We're going to see what the book says. Winter solstice. It says, review the past year and ask yourself what the most important lessons you have had to learn are. What have you accomplished, and what dreams and visions you want to manifest in the upcoming year? Whether it has been a relatively smooth ride or a challenging series of events, acknowledge your experience as being the work of Source, no matter what your judgments, fears, or joys are. Honor whatever has happened over the previous several months with gratitude and forgiveness. Then let it go. Allow yourself some solitude as you can so you can spend some quiet, slow time in reflection. Once you feel complete, reflect on your present life, especially focusing on what you are grateful for. When you are finished, consider what is to come and the different possibilities and potential that exist before you. Allow your imagination to roam without limitation or ambition and see what shows up. Notice how you feel in your body and whatever scenario plays out in your mind. These are previews of that which is gestating and can manifest and grow when cared for properly. Patience and stillness is called for here. For just as the earth cycles have their own pace, so does this cycle. So that's a good card. Um, it's a good time for reflection, a good time for going inside and contemplating, like it says, what happened last year, your last season or the last month, reflect on those things, take a little bit of time this week, do that. And it's also, Tuesday is the new moon. We'll be doing a new moon gathering online on Tuesday. And it's a perfect time for some self-reflection. And with the new moon, we can reflect on what happened the previous cycle and what we want to release, but then also what we want to bring in through the following cycle. So the new moon's a really good time to start new projects and start with bringing in those things that you want to bring in. So we'll be doing that on Tuesday. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about being self-compassionate. So, in the group, we've been talking about self-care. And like I said, I really apologize for not posting the past couple of days on that. But in being self-compassionate, this means treating yourself like like you would treat another person, like you would treat your, a close friend or a child. Some of the things we say to ourselves, we would never say to a child, right? I mean, so we have to stop and think about those things when we start talking that way to ourselves. Maybe stop and think, would I say this to my child or my grandchild or, just a child in general? Would I say this to my best friend? If we wouldn't say those things to our best friend or a child, then it's probably not something that we want to say to ourselves. When we're talking, I see this quote a lot, and I know I'm going to mess it up, but it's something about when we talk, when be careful what you say because you're listening. And so, yeah, that's, with compassion, that's learning to speak to yourself in a way that you'd speak to a child, learning to accept yourself. And even, with all of our flaws, we all have a hard time accepting ourselves. And or I shouldn't say we sometimes have a hard time accepting ourselves as we are, because we want to be, better. We want to be like this person or that person. And especially nowadays with social media, we see the highlight reel of somebody else's stuff, and comparison is really hard on our self-compassion. So accepting that you're human, and just like everyone else, we're flawed, and we all have times that we mess up. We all have times that we do things. Instead of powering through those times, maybe we can stop and ask, how can I comfort and care for myself right now? Or, and ask, how would I treat my best friend right now? And, give yourself that same treatment. So, when we learn to do these things, it allows us to be freer and lighter, happier, and learning to love ourselves fully just the way we are. So I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that this week. Like I said, we'll be changing up. I won't be doing these on a daily basis anymore. I just don't have the time anymore to do that. And so, but once a week I thought would be good. If you're watching on the replay, come on, say hi. Let me know what you're grateful for. If you're watching now, same thing, say hi. I do have a couple of drums for sale. These two right here that are hanging up. The red one's a 15-inch deer drum, and this little one is a 12-inch elk drum. So they're for sale. And I'll be doing a drum making class over in Vernal on March 2nd. I do have some rattles and fans over at Inspirations and Roosevelt's. For those of you who are local, stop in there and see my rattles and fans. And she has some cool stuff in there. So stop by and say hi to her. So that's all I have for you today. Hope you have a great week, and big love to you. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.